There's a silence inside every strong mind. You can feel it when the world wants noise from you. A quick answer, an explanation, a reaction. But you stand there and say nothing. And in that pause, you remember what they forget. Not everything deserves your thoughts. Not everything deserves your words. When a man has not learned to tame his own thoughts, they rule him like cheap tyrants. They wake him in the middle of the night with questions that have no answers. They make him replay conversations until the meaning rots. They whisper new fears into the spaces where courage should breathe. They keep him busy so he feels alive, yet hollow so he stays small. Most will never see it because most live inside it. The prison of too much thinking, too much talking, too much noise dressed up like importance. But the Stoics knew what we forget today. The man who is loud inside is soft outside. He bends easily because he is scattered. He needs the world to hear his thoughts because he cannot bear to keep them alone. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Every time you overthink what she said, what they did, what might happen, you give your power away. Every thought you replay is a drop of strength you spill on ground that does not deserve it." Most noise in your mind comes from your mouth. The urge to be understood by everyone. The hunger to correct lies. The need to explain what you meant to people who never cared to know you in the first place. Words empty a man faster than the hardest labor. You say it once, twice, 10 times, until your meaning loses its bone. Epictetus warned, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." But today, it's reversed. People speak 10 times more than they hear, and they wonder why their own mind feels like a crowded marketplace, too loud to find a single truth worth buying. The quiet man is dangerous not because he hides secrets, but because he guards them. He chooses which thought deserves a voice, which feeling earns the right to shape action, which truth is worth sharing, and which stays inside, untouched by gossip and misunderstanding. Most will mistake this silence for weakness. They'll poke at it. They'll call it arrogance. They'll want you to break your own calm to prove you're alive. And many do. They break it just to feel seen, not knowing that every word spoken to prove your worth only cheapens it. Real strength starts when you think less, not because you stop thinking altogether, but because you stop feeding thoughts that do not feed you back. It starts when you speak less, not because your voice has no power, but because you save it for when your words are arrows, not wasted breath. It starts when your mind becomes like a blade, quiet, cold, sharp enough to cut through confusion, distraction, vanity. A man who masters his focus has nothing left for petty fights. He does not chase the echo of praise. He does not shout over fools. He does not repeat himself for the comfort of the crowd. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Look at your day. Your mind spins half of it into stories about what might go wrong, what might be said about you, what you might lose if you stand alone. Then your mouth fills the other half with half-truths, meant to please, defend, prove, persuade. What if you cut it? What if you let the silence grow where noise used to live? What if you watched how your focus sharpens when you stop explaining yourself? You would see how clear your next step becomes, how much weight falls away, When you realize not every thought deserves attention, not every battle deserves your voice, not every moment needs your reaction. There is an old power in this, the same power that made the Stoics more than words carved on paper. It was the power of a man who could stand before the insult and stay unshaken, who could sit with fear and not speak it into a prophecy, who could carry his pain like a stone hidden in his palm, cold, real, but never shown for pity. Socrates once reminded his students that a busy tongue is often the sign of a busy fool. The wise man listens more than he speaks. He thinks more deeply than he appears. He answers last, because by then the noise has revealed the truth on its own. Try this for a day. When the mind starts its noise, the replay, the worry, the insult you want to answer, sit with it. Watch it like a passing storm. Say nothing. Do nothing. Let it pass through. You'll feel the edge of your focus grow clearer, like a blade being sharpened in silence. When they ask you to explain, do not explain what does not need defending. When they insult you to see you rise, do not rise for their amusement. When your own thoughts beg you to feed them, starve the ones that do not serve you. Watch how quickly they die when they find no weakness to cling to. Most men want power in their hands. They chase money, influence, the right words to control a room. But the Stoic knows true power lives in a mind that obeys its master, a mind that does not spill itself to every passing fool, a mind that can sit in a room alone and feel no hunger to be heard by people who never understood it anyway. Aristotle whispered through time, "Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom." But the man who knows himself must also protect himself, from his need to be liked, his need to win every argument, his need to sound wise before he becomes wise. A strong man thinks less because his thoughts do not own him. He speaks less because his worth does not tremble for applause. And he focuses more because he understands this life is not promised to the one who talks the loudest, but to the one who uses his time like a blade, cutting away the excess until only truth remains. So stand where you are now. Let the next thought pass if it offers no purpose. Let the next word die if it only fills silence with noise. Hold your mind like the fortress it was built to be, guarded, clear, empty of what does not serve its walls. In a world that sells chaos as power, your calm will terrify them. In a world that demands you prove yourself every hour, your silence will confuse them. In a world that profits from your distraction, your focus will free you. And when they wonder why they cannot shake you, when they talk, provoke, gossip, poke, they will find a man so steady inside that he does not flinch when the noise comes knocking. This is real strength, not the show, not the roar, not the empty echo of endless opinions. Just this, a mind that thinks less, speaks less, and focuses more. Because once you hold that, no one can take it from you, and no one can distract you from who you came here to be.